Hey, what's up guys? Happy Saturday. Welcome to Etsy Shop Reviews. This is episode number 45 and we are going to be taking a look at an Etsy print-on-demand shop. You guessed it. You probably guessed it. Every now and then we mix it up and we review like one of the top Etsy shops with like tens of thousands or even over 100,000 sales. Today we are reviewing a user-submitted shop that doesn't have too many sales. It's still relatively new, and sometimes it's good to get some seasoned veterans opinion on what you've been doing thus far before you get too invested, because what you're really doing when you start off on Etsy, especially, I'll say this firsthand because I just recently started a new shop, is you're building these like processes and workflows out. You're figuring out what they're going to look like before you just put the pedal to the metal and really scale them out. So the earlier you really get somebody's opinion that like maybe you would maybe consider more of an expert, probably the better, right? And hopefully that's why you're watching this series, just trying to get some feedback about like what's the best approach to running a successful Etsy store. So we're going to look into that today, see what they're doing well, see what they can improve. So let's get right to it. Real quick reminder, I have some free resources for you to take advantage of, all linked at the top of the description. I've got a free weekly print-on-demand giveaway. The winners will be randomly selected and announced tomorrow, by the way, so make sure you enter. I've got my free 8-day print-on-demand mini course delivered via email, and I've got my print-on-demand Facebook group that I'd love to have you in if you're not already a member, so you can find all that in the description. All right, let's jump on over to Etsy. All right, we are here on Creativity Designs Co. All right, I see what they did there. They're selling t-shirts. They put T. Designs Co. from Vallejo, California, 35 sales. No shop banner, which is completely fine, and a cool little shop icon there with a picture of a bee. All right, so 144 listings. All of them are on sale. You're running a 20% off sale. That's cool. I would definitely be very careful about the fact that you're charging. I mean, maybe you're doing the loss leader here. So let's see. Okay, that's the loss leader that you got going on there. Good. Okay, I was going to say, if you're charging $15.96 with free shipping, yeah, you might be losing money there. But it looks like maybe you're just doing this with just like one specific SKU, like where it's just like one size option. So small, purple is $15.96. Okay, got it. No, I mean, so far too, I think these are pretty good primary mockups. Like it's basic, right? But we can still kind of see that it's a t-shirt. We can see the design, and you've got like kind of a unique background color that pops just a little bit. Ultimately, like right now I'm looking at your shop, but we know that the average customer journey is either, straight to Google to your listing, which is ideal, right? Because they go straight to your listing. But if it's an Etsy customer that we're trying to convert, well, then they're going to go and say like, Etsy.com. They're going to type in vote we're ruthless. You know what I mean? And then we are going to have to scroll right past like all of these different ones. And then it just becomes like a question of, did you do enough with your thumbnail? And I don't even know if you asked 1,000 people to go do this keyword search and pick one, would they even really be able to answer why they picked the one that they picked? Although look at you. You're right here in the first row beneath the advertised ones. So that is really well done. And it says free shipping. Sale ends in 8 hours, which I know Etsy kind of switches up sometimes how they render these results in search. But it does look like you're doing a really good job here because Etsy is ranking you quite high. So well done there. All right, so that's just one example though, but I wanted to take a closer look there. Looks like you got some different thumbnails as well. I see different a lot of black shirts, but still like different mock-ups and whatnot, different people wearing them, different color hair, right? We get someone with red hair. And I like that you manually cropped the primary thumbnail there, because if you didn't, as we can see here on the like full image, the design is not really the hero. It's not really shining out of this picture. It's almost like your eyes are drawn to her face, and not as much the design itself. So by cropping it there, I do think that is doing you a favor, and that's a good way of framing the product itself. This one right here, like with all the text, it's an okay mock-up. I don't know if it's the best, just because it's like a really long design. It's getting kind of crinkled. You know what I mean? If it's a text only design and the words and the letters are being kind of altered, somebody who stops to actually read the design may not actually like, they might scroll right past it because it looks a little bit distorted. They may think that's part of the design, not realize it's actually just part of the shirt that's mocked up. Just thinking out loud here, I'm picking holes. I don't think this is actually like warrants you going out of your way to change it, but in the future, you know, just always try to, you know, it's processes like we said, so you might be able to find like a better go-to primary mock-up. You know, just keep your eyes open for something like that. I do think your color selection though is really nice. It definitely contrasts really well against the black t-shirt, and hey, you got to have good enough designs. We always say good enough, whatever that means. I think like some color, like it's a lot easier to spot something that doesn't work, you know, where it's like, oh, I would change that color or that design or that font or the font size, you know what I mean, than it is to just like find something that is working, right? So, but I do think your color selection on that design specifically, I do think it looks really nice. What else do you have going on here? I like that you got the 20% off sale. You've got various, and let me know, like, is the free shipping working well for you? I typically just charge shipping and I do the free shipping guarantee. And then I'll just even put like up here in my shop banner something about the, you know, free shipping guarantee on, you know, $35 or more, orders of 35 or more. Your designs though, I mean, for the most part, like pretty good. We know that, you know, text only designs work if you have a good color scheme, especially. I like the other color scheme more than I liked this one. This does look like a very similar, I think it's the same design, honestly, just a different color scheme. Yeah, it is the same design, it looks like. All right. I mean, I don't know if I like when the thumbnails are framed kind of at an angle either. I just like when they're more straight on. But I mean, again, I'm getting nitpicky here. If it's working, it's working. Keep doing it. This sort of design style, I know I'm just nitpicking a specific design, but I don't always like when, I don't know. I just don't know if that looks that great, like color contrast wise, you know, the way it's meant to be. It's just like the juxtaposition of like flat text. Like if I have like a gradient or like shiny design graphic, then I try to match that style to the text itself, so it's a cohesive presentation as opposed to, you know, one element popping and the other one being flat. Also, I just don't think that like color blue or that color green contrasts that well against a black t-shirt personally, you know, being nitpicky here. On your list, on your like listings themselves, you do have a size chart. You can consider doing things like a color chart. I mean, it's up to you. Also, I mean, when you offer designs in both white versions and black versions, it really makes things complicated to execute correctly. I'm obviously not saying it can't be done. You did it right here, so you did a good job. But if you do go down that rabbit hole, it's like, you know, just, yeah, you're making life kind of harder on yourself, generally speaking. Like for me, I pretty much always want to optimize for either white or black. It's not something that you can't just like get right moving forward, but you know, yeah, you're making yourself, your life a little bit harder, right? Because you have to make these like weird kind of color choices, like this color reddish orange that you know looks good against white and black, you know, just thinking out loud here. It's just stuff that I've had to go through recently when I'm coming up with like t-shirt color profiles, right? So I don't just say like one shirt. I, you know, go into Printify and I make like a template, you know, and I can clone the template and it's got certain colors selected for that template, you know, and I've got like a master spreadsheet where I just list out all the template names and the colors, etc. You might want to do the loss leader thing on more of these listings, because then we see some, you know, other shirts like this over here, like where it says $22.36, and I doubt you're having as much success with this listing as you probably are on that, you know, Vote We're Ruthless design that had a $15.96 kind of loss leader. Also, you may be able to zoom in more, you know, on this design, just because it is, even with the zoom you've currently got, like it's still a pretty minor portion of the full overall thumbnail. So you may want to zoom in more on that. Like the one you've got right here behind me, I like how that's framed. I mean, really all of these down here look pretty good. The World's Best Hunter one, that's kind of not really, it's hard to see that design, because especially because it's distressed. You know what I mean? Like if it's distressed too and it's rendered kind of small, it can be tough to see. You know, and the shirt's crinkled, you know, so it's just, overall though, I mean, the shop definitely, I think, is like good enough. Like, do I think there's room for improvement? Yeah, like I would start with your, you know, finding, maybe trying to level up some of your primary thumbnails. You know, that's almost always going to be something that you can list for most people. Those primary thumbnails like can make or break your shop like over a long period of time. It's not that you won't find success and make occasional sales without great thumbnails, but if you have great thumbnails, you're really like set up for success. I like your kids thumbnail here too with the soccer ball and whatnot. It's just, it sucks that that design is kind of at a little bit of an angle, but it's whatever. It's fine. You can still see what it is. Like this one right here, the Daddy Saurus one, I think is a great example of like, you know, a good, like something that where the design is truly shining, right? It's truly shining. I would maybe even zoom it out just a little bit more to show more of the arms, so that that association is immediately made in your brain, in your subconscious when you're shopping for t-shirts, that it is in fact a t-shirt. But I think it looks really good. You've got some like, you know, I don't know. I've always wondered, like with such similar designs like Labrador, Doberman, but I guess they are going to be indexed on different keywords. So as similar as those designs are, yeah, I think it's probably fine to split them up into separate listings. That butterfly, I've seen that before on a video. I don't know, I'll save that story for a different day. But yeah, someone I did one-on-one coaching calls with had done an original design that looked very much like that, and ended up getting it stolen like within a day of uploading it to Amazon. So it's interesting. Oh, I like these, like this style of design too, where you do like kind of like a darkish gray against black. I really like that design style. I've seen shops in the past on Etsy that were like exclusively doing kind of the inverse of that, where it was like the heather gray shirt with like a dark, almost black but not full black foreground for the design. And I just like that design style. The whole shop was dedicated to shirts like that, which if they were printing for themselves was actually a really great idea, because then they only had to stock one t-shirt color. So it's something, you know, I don't plan on fulfilling my own designs anytime soon, but if I ever had to, I would probably honestly do that, because then you're only stocking the one color shirts. Oh, the Freemason Freemason mug, nice. Yeah, so I think this is a pretty good shop overall. I mean, you've got 35 sales. It looks like you're relatively new, and I think you're on your way. Definitely keep posting to Etsy. Q4 is going to be here before we know it. I know it's the middle of the year, but hey, it starts in October. The sales are going to pick up, and you're going to be rewarded for your efforts, for your hard work. Keep improving the processes, and you know, keep doing what you're doing. I think you're doing a good job. I didn't really take like too hard of a look at your keyword selection and whatnot, but it does look like, you know, you're utilizing the full titles that are available to us with relevant keywords. I don't know if you're advertising or not, but yeah, if you run ads and you've got good titles, then you can expect to see, you know, better ad performance than if you're not using good titles and whatnot. So I think you're doing a good job. And keep in mind too, if your shop's new, Google is still scanning Etsy, indexing the Etsy listings that you're creating. And then if you get good placement in Google, that's another way of getting a bunch of sales, which by the way, then Etsy may reward you and give you better placement in Etsy from those sales that originated off platform. So long term, you know, that's always something to keep in mind, because that's something that can really get you like a winning listing. And when that happens inside a big trend, you can have some huge days and weeks and months. So anyways, great shop review though. I think you're on your way. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Quick reminder, I do have a full print on demand course walking you through how I make six-figure sales every single year. The link is in the description to help you start, scale, and automate your print on demand business. You can find out more. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow with a new top 5 niches of the week video.